How's it going, guys? My name is Graeme, and welcome to Hiveswap Act 2 Dead Freight, a game I think none of us thought was ever actually gonna happen. I have a detailed video documenting precisely why it seemed like that video was never gonna happen. I'm gonna put that up in the cards in the corner there if you want to check that out. This game or series has had the most difficult development cycle of all time. I saw something really cool that if you have played the original game, Act 1, on your Steam account, there are specific hidden secrets and things that'll carry over from your save file. I recorded that and played that like 2 years ago. I have a new rebuilt tower since then, and it didn't cloud save, so that's gone, unfortunately. I'm not going to have any special things carry over, but we can instead do a recap. Our story begins as all good stories do. In 1994. Everything was better back then. Look up the song 1997 by Success 5000. It was a good time to be alive. Joey Claire, our plucky puzzle-solving protagonist, is attacked by mysterious creatures in her absentee father's manor, while her younger brother Jude manages to barricade himself safely in their treehouse. Joey must battle monster after monster in a desperate attempt to make it to her attic. Within, she finds a large portal, unlocked with a strange key once in her deceased mother's possession. An unknown force beckons her to open it, one she simply cannot resist. The portal spirits her to the alien world of Alternia, booting her into a cluttered basement where its sister portal lay. In order to complete the intergalactic transfer, the portal also moved the alien boy Damek to Joey's old haunt on Earth. Joey cannot step back through to her father's mansion, for a force field surrounds the sister portal on Alternia, and a timer ticks down above it. Joey quickly finds Damek's best friend, Xefros I'm trying to remember character pronunciations and things. I think in-game it introduces you to the concepts and how to say things, and I'm not much of a Homestucker, so I don't know a lot of these little nuances. The game also claims that it only has more to add if you know Homestuck. It's meant to be accessible to others as well. Who becomes an invaluable ally and confidant. She learns the planet of Alternia is entirely populated by children and teenagers who must leave the planet when they reach adulthood to fuel the grand galactic Alternian war machine. Her new friend, Xefros, is the latest and most common blood color in the hemo spectrum. I've learned a few things. I know a little bit more about like rust bloods and things through playing the first game and from your guys' comments. I'm not a total rookie, but I don't know much. A highly segregated caste system that determines everything from how long you live to your inevitable vocation. At the top of the hemo spectrum is the fuchsia blood Triza, the sole heiress to the brutal spacefaring empire. With limitless privilege, infinite resources, and all the militant drones of the planet at her disposal, she spends her absurdly brief life harassing the youth for clout. Despite his innate cowardice, Xefros, I'm already switching it up on the spot, goes above and beyond to help Joey escape Damek's hive before Triza bombs his neighborhood. He discloses over a secure channel, of course, that he is a participant in Tretarch Damek's shadow rebellion against the Empire. Damek has plans upon plans to de-establish the caste system, and Xefros is more than happy to sit back and be a cog in the wheels of overthrowing the oppressors. He suggests that a friend and fan of his band will know how to get Joey back to Earth, and the two ride away in Damek's Lucis, fleeing the not in. That'd be gross. We're not talking about like Luke Skywalker cutting his way to that beast overnight in the icy winters of Hoth. No, they rode on it. Fleeing the carnage of his bombed out subgrub. And thus, the curtains open, the stage is set, the lights come down, and Act 2 of our little play begins. I mean, that sounds like a lot, and it took like 4 hours to play through. Yet realistically, not a lot happened. Monsters attack your treehouse, you hop into a portal, you end up in a new world, that world is at risk of getting bombed. it all plays out in very few scenes, which is part of the criticism of this game taking so long to come out. But the fact that we now have Act 2 lends a lot of promise that we will eventually someday get the full 4-act story that was intended. I can't continue. I wanted to double check, just in case my own save was buried in there somewhere. I feel like the story of Act 1, with us like running away on this Lucis together and going to a whole new part of this strange world, seemed like the most exciting stuff to happen in the game, and the act ended at like the least opportune time. So I'm very excited to actually be able to explore this new path of everything. Joey, are you doing okay? Yeah, give me a second. Oh, sick new hoodie. I actually do quite like those designs. What do you think? It fits at least. It sort of smells like nacho cheese, but could be worse. Oh, yeah, sorry if I grabbed a dirty one. Just make sure you keep your hood up. Do you think it'll fool anybody if I don't have horns? Well, just keep your head down if you can. Sure, of course. I guess the next question is, where are we headed? You said we're gonna see one of your friends? Will he freak out when he sees me? A huge improvement of this game, and it's just by nature of how the scene is playing out. It's much better to have these characters in the same location, talking to one another, emoting, and everything like that. So much of their interactions in the last game took place through like an iPad, and it was just text, no animation, and I really disliked that stretch, but I think that was them just kind of trying to get the game out. Krydia? No, I don't think she'll really care about you being an alien. Besides, she's got way more important things to think about right now with her huge party going on. The trolls of this world might not have like apostrophes, and they have weird grammar rules and stuff, so it looks like shell instead of she'll. I think that was a thing. Well, I'll keep my eyes peeled for a better disguise. How many people are going to be at this party? Probably a lot. She's a violet blood, so, you know. No, I don't know Xefros. I don't know anything. Might as well call me Joey Snow. Right, wow. Basically all you need to know is she's pretty influential, and getting her on board was a really big break for us. But right now, we should probably just get out of here as fast as possible. What with the drones and all. Right, sorry, about your house and everything. And your crushed bones? Yeah, I'll be fine. Just shrug that off, you know. Great. Yeah, no further considerations, don't worry about it. Looks like you're ready to begin your quest. If you need any help on your journey to question mark in the UI, you can look at hints when you're playing as Joey. Huh, who said that? Said what? Has the narrator ever influenced the characters like that before? I'm not sure if they've ever acknowledged their presence. Must have been hearing things. Let's go find some train tickets. Why are people in movies and everything just so willing to brush off like, I must be hearing things? That should concern you. You know, you should be a little bit more worried about potentially where that is coming from. There's no point in looking back. You're in a brave new world. But the Lucis, we could like pet it or something, hopefully. He's not so bad after all. Good dear cat. Best friend. Ride him. Just hop right back on. He carried you so far and so fast. He deserves a rest. I know, he's just neat. He's clearly like the best part of any of this. None of these books look injured. They all look ready for action. Oh, so is this like a medical book? And because I think that would be trying to combine the items. Byers is doing just fine. If he wasn't, you'd know. He's loud. Let's not put him through any more trauma than he's already suffered. There's nothing in this thing that's gonna help. I can't even remember what this little baggie is. Like a fanny pack that looks like a monster head. You have no idea how that's going to help anything. A little spice never hurt anything. You know these things are never going to be able to help. Like a big pile of pogs. Don't be wasteful. I don't remember having a lot of those really specific items. You do your best dance, but nobody's impressed. Dang, that's really disappointing actually. I feel bad about that. Xefros. I just thought I would quickly touch base, see that we're on the same page of how to progress here since I've done nothing. Oh, wow, I'm sore. Turns out riding a deer cat takes a lot more concentration than you'd think, and it hurts. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Damek ride him before. Can you ride your Lucis? Oh, yes, sort of. He isn't really the same as your Lucis, though. He's just a dog, but he is big and white, and I did ride him as a kid. Man, riding big dogs as a kid is the best. I truly wish there was a dog big enough, like Clifford-style massive dog that I could ride at this age and size. What are these? They look sort of like wanted posters? Oh, those are just Imperial Propaganda leaflets. They're a little low-tech. Having things on paper is just so absurd. But Damek says that the heiress doesn't want dissidents to think there's anywhere. I read dissidents just fine and then stumbled on theirs. Anything they can go anywhere. Oh my god. They can go where they can be safe. Really struggled with a lot of that. Back soon. Wonder how long soon is. You would like to take someone's back soon sign? Everyone will think they're closed for the night. I got the chance to visit Cuba a few years back, and anytime anyone goes on their lunch break, they put like a Be Back 5 sign, and then they just disappear for like 2 hours at a time. It's not particularly organized. You wouldn't imagine if it would be possible for a gate to look sci-fi. This gate is pulling it off. Someone's particularly proud of their art there. Looks like you need a ticket to go through. How about you guys? He could potentially rip us Nope, I thought that was like a kiosk window. He's just in there eating some giant mutant toxic squid burger. I was hoping I could click on it and learn more about it. I want to know what kind of weird food these trolls eat. He seems a little stressed out. A closer look, and you're pretty sure you know why. Because he's missing half of his leg? These guys are slightly taller. I guess they're supposed to be older than us, but otherwise, like, everything about them looks the same in terms of just, like, I don't know, face. You're gonna pass out. No, because I'm not catching you. Stop scratching at your wound. I'm curious when it has, like, the pointers up. Does that mean he's yelling? He's angry? What would your Lucis say? He wouldn't say anything. He's dead. Oh, it's a hypothetical scenario. Mine's dead too, Nook Breath. Oh my god, are you guys okay? Stop drawing attention to yourself, Joey. Wow, I am being an idiot. Of course you aren't okay. It's fine. Sometimes you lose stuff. Sometimes a leg. Sometimes your best friend. C'est la vie. Sometimes you lose the person who raised you from a grub. Yeah, that's life. That's exactly the attitude this guy has. I do like he's got bent back horns. He's got weird flat horns. This guy's are rounded. I kind of like the small ways that those are distinct across the different trolls. Wow. Ooh, I can respond with either character. Do you know where I can get tickets? Good luck, I guess? No, we should probably address this. It seems useful. Yeah, from the machine over there. But you can't just go right up there and use it. What do we have to do? You'll have to wait until that weirdo in the costume gets back from his break. He's the only one who knows the trick to make that busted up machine work. I think he's in the cafe. That's probably... Well, actually, no, he doesn't have a costume on. He looks like he's wearing pajamas, but like pajamas that are made to look like a suit. He's got quite the style. I think he's in the cafe. Maybe you can convince him to come back early. Thanks. We'll go talk to him. I hope your leg is okay. I'm sure wherever it is, it's fine. They're just really ready for a fight there. Just constantly, like, at the ready, dukes up. Probably a very effective boxer. You don't think you have any money, and you don't know what they eat here. There was a lot of stuff in Damek's hive that looks like it might have been food, but you kind of hope it wasn't. Well, maybe we could try and barter. Trade some foods with someone? Give them one of our weird crackers? Get them to eat a pog, maybe? I don't know what these people do in this world. Even if it's like, animated more like a storyboard in that style. I do kind of hope this game has more mini cutscenes like that. It seems like a cool, effective way to like tell the story. Where the heck did we possibly just end up? This is just so disconnected from where we just were. Where are we? The last thing I remember is the explosion? I thought I was dead for sure. Deercat must have dragged us to safety. Wow, Deercat. I never thought you'd do something like extract me from one of the silly situations I'm always getting into. Whoa. You thought he wouldn't try and save you? I thought you guys had like a special bond. I guess it's because Damek wasn't here to tell you any better. What about all those trolls back there? Are they okay? Should we try to help them? Nah. I don't feel like it. I'm sure they're fine. Trolls are tough. Like, hey, I'm still alive, right? Well, if you're sure, seems like probably a lot of people would have died. People who were more directly in the center of the explosion. But who am I to say? I don't know anything about blood. I don't know anything about troll durability. They're probably fine. Shrug it off. But what about your Lucis? Wasn't he right behind us? Just a drone bombing, no big deal. I'm sure he'll find his way home to wait for me. We should keep moving forward, right? Where do we go from here? Yeah, it seemed like there was a really clear objective. And within 10 minutes of being introduced to it, we're starting over? Kind of a weird way to start a section of a game, you know? Like, what was the point of most of that? Seems like we could have gotten to the point much quicker. Oh, I don't know. I've never been this far from Outglut before. I've never been this far from my planet. Wow, neither of us know anything. Hey, that's not totally true. We might both know only a few things, but maybe if we put our heads together, we'll know just enough. It'll all work out. Actually, Joey, I don't think so. To get out of here, we need to know where we were and where we're going. Lucis, you didn't like make a map for us along the way? Keep track of where you had been? We can't look at our trip history and try and figure that out? Does your iPad that you carry around, whatever it was called, not have any information like that? The only way we could figure out either of those things is if we had a map, or if we used the constellations to guide us, which neither of us could do anyway, because you're an alien and I'm stupid. Well, we'll probably be lost forever. So, I think what you just said was an example of how being able to put words in whatever order you want doesn't make what you said necessarily true. But it did sound really, really cool. You know, why don't we look around before giving up? But giving up seems so easy. That's plan A. Plan A is giving up. We could reshuffle the priorities. Plan B. Plan B will be to give up and just die here. I guess that's a good idea too. See what I mean? I'm too dumb to come up with plans like not just rolling over and dying with no effort put in whatsoever. That's above me. Need some real higher education for something like that. Wow. This is really a cool area. That leads back down the mountain to the destroyed train station. Deercat dragged you guys all the way up the mountain. But then the mountain was split in half and there was another mountain? And also, you know precisely where you came from, even though you don't know where you are? I think that kind of means you know where you are. You know? We can't go back that way. We'll be culled. See, that I can understand as being more of an issue. I do like the speed at which they walk around. Usually games like this, that nothing like that ever happens anywhere near that quickly. Take a quick look in the pool. It's wide, but probably not too wide to cross. You can swim, in theory. I don't know, that kind of looks like horrifying though. That was a very regular looking fish. Just go for a quick dip in the crazy white water rapids. Seems like a good way to not get eaten by a giant cockroach. I thought the white part was his body and like we just couldn't see the rest of him and he was buried in the trash. I did not realize all this extra stuff And he's like got missing a leg and things. I didn't know all that was a part of him. He's huge. Definitely risk drowning to get away from that. I've heard that as long as you can find a river to follow, it's impossible to get lost. Where did you hear that? Sounds like some alien world BS that wouldn't apply here. It's my father's favorite piece of advice. That's his absolute favorite, really? It's his only piece of advice, actually. Not a single other thing, hey? Seems like there's a lot more that he could have been dishing out knowledge-wise. Dad, I'm having a hard time with my long division. Always follow a river when lost in a jungle, my little jellybug. Dad, what do I say if I have a crush on a boy? Why, if the path ahead seems daunting, make certain there's a river at your side, of course. Dad, what happened with Mom? Well, she wasn't following the river, you see. Oh, that's a really sad piece of, lore for this. Is that actually what happened to her mother? Oh my god, your dad's so traumatized. That's so sad. Wow, this father-dad guy sounds really wise. But you cannot just follow a river in any direction, right? If we followed this one, we'd end up back at the cafe and immediately get shot. That's a good point. Is that why my dad's never home? He's always walking upstream when he should be going down? Could be as simple as that. Look at this little robot clown-looking doll thing. This is a magnificent pile of trash. Yeah, some of the stuff in here is extremely old. I wonder if there's anything valuable. Hey, I saw a news story a few months ago about a bunch of people who got rich selling old comic books because people trash their comics after reading them. There's only a few of those early issues left in the world. It's a weird thing to think that because comic books cost $3, $4 and they're so small that people do kind of just recycle them when they're done. Most people collect them, but some people throw them out. Can you imagine just tossing a novel when you're done with it? It's such a weird foreign concept. I can't imagine it. But I know people do it. If you could find something like that, you wouldn't have to worry about drones so much. Come on, let's take a look. That was quite the spectacular effort you made there, Joey. You've exhausted the search almost instantaneously. Oh, don't worry, Joey. There's nothing valuable in there. The Traitarch says that all goods on Alternia are mass-produced garbage that only degrade in value over time. He explains that it's a tactic of the Empress to stop us from rebuilding an independent Alternian economy after the Feudispawn bubble crashed 300 years ago. Everything in that pile is designed to break easily and have a short shelf life. Oh, so just like Planet Earth in 2020. Dunking on capitalism. Just like me. Oh, so sad. Okay, can we... No, I don't think I want to poke. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the giant house-sized cockroach. There's another piece of advice. 2 for 1 piece of advice your dad could have been dishing out. Oh, wow. That is... It sure is a bug that's standing here. Just out in the middle of nowhere. Giant bug. Anybody else seeing this giant bug? Yeah, it took a little bit of glancing before I truly gave it the full appreciation. But yeah, it's a bit much. What? No. Alright, sorry to tell you, pigeon, but I think it's your time to shine. That thing will eat him. No. I think it would be fun just to test our random items. You check the beast book. There's no specific entry for giant ants. You'll just stay away. You're pretty sure it's fine. That thing probably eats garbage or whatever. It doesn't need spices. That Lucis would probably eat the pogs. Swallow them whole. Oh, so this thing's a Lucis too. I guess even though it has a big carapace, it still is that plain white color. You toss the ant a few treats. It ignores you. What a waste of delicious treats. I greatly regret this immediately, especially come later when we'll inevitably begin to starve, I assume. Hello? There's no answer. Safe to assume nobody's home and that you can just let yourself right in, right? They didn't put a door up for a reason, surely. Maybe it's abandoned? Like if someone came knocking at your door and you were like, oh, no, I don't feel like I'm going to answer that. They just let themselves in? No, poor etiquette. On Earth, at least. We'll see about Alternia. Hello? Is anybody here? The music in this is so good, in the series as a whole. And it just really does help set the mood so well. I actually think, from what we're seeing so far, the overall animation budget spent on giving these characters like expressive reactions to go along with things and like the detailed background art and everything, I'm quite impressed. I don't understand the writing. I think the beginning of this game was a really odd choice of where to start the story and immediately interrupt itself like that. But everything else about this is actually kind of roping me in even quicker than the original did. Guess not. What should we do? No, not a single suggestion, huh? Xefros? Ah! What is it? I'm sorry, it's just what? Even with the hoodie on, I can't stop freaking out about how you don't have horns. Joey, we can't get on the train like this. Everyone will know. Okay, don't panic. Surely we can just find a weak and defenseless troll, saw its horns off, and stick them to my head. That'll be fine, right? They barely qualify as a individual being or species. We're the dominant on our own planet, might as well dominate this one, even when we're the only one here. Why don't you take a look around? Maybe we'll find something. We'll both look. In someone else's hive? I don't know. That could end badly for us. You're right. Stealing is pretty rude, but it's an emergency. What if we left something in exchange? Well, I guess that'd be fine. You were convinced of that logic very easily. As long as we do it in a way so that they can never track us down. Okay, so don't sign the thing you leave. Gotcha. Right, I wonder how much money I have? Wait, obviously I don't have any money. I'm on another planet. I don't even know what you guys use for money. Money doesn't really mean all that much on Alternia, but items of personal value are worth a lot. So you do have money though. It's a weird way to build an economy, is to have money but mostly be like barter based. Like mementos and stuff? Or cementos, the fresh maker? Yeah, kind of. Let's see what I've got on me. I have a Q-bat? No, I might need that. A bat? Are we expecting to play any sports? Only if we're unlucky. There's this mic Dammit gave me. No, that's probably crucial to future events. It's a funny way to quickly catalog the things he's carrying around to like maybe spark some ideas for future puzzle solving. This spoon I bent might work. Why are you carrying around a bent spoon? It makes me feel some small semblance of confidence, I guess. Like that inferior spoon is so easy to break. Xefros, please don't attach your self-worth to the fact you can bend a spoon. Okay, anyway, I'll just leave this right here. Wait, the spoon is what we're going with? That was the great personal value? The way we're measuring great is questionable. Now, let's find you a better disguise. Can I swap between you guys at any time? I can. I thought that would be more about swapping between the two different worlds and the characters there. There's his Q-bat. What are you carrying? Better not waste that, might need it. Some like soda pops. Shockingly, there's nothing in here that's of any help. You do your best rap, but you guess it's not good enough. He had one opportunity, one moment, and he missed his chance. He blew it. Lost himself. The Flarp manual is useful in all parts of life, except this one. In my mind, I still view Joey as the main character, so it still like feels appropriate to play primarily as Joey. There'll be room to play around with that, I'm sure. There's almost enough junk here to build a scuttlebug. What's a scuttlebug? It's a primitive four-wheeled vehicular device that was exported from one of the Empress colonies 100 years ago. A scuttlebug can only be used on a wide, flat plane, so it never caught on, because it's easier to just ride your Lucis or take the train. But some trolls make them for fun because they're a good place to pile with your pail with the... You lost me. I don't know what was going on with most of those words. What with your what? Never mind. Let's just abruptly change the topic to anything else. Someone's gonna have to, like, fill me in on that. Whatever Matt Sprite is or whatever. Did he just admit something, like, hyper embarrassing? Okay. Hey, Joey, look at this cool stick. That is a pretty cool stick. I told ya. Big time. Wait, are you... Okay, that was him abruptly changing the subject. We did not actually take the stick with us. You can't find a troll costume in this pile of junk. What a weird thing. You know, around Halloween, I always like to dress up as a human being, and so the closet over there is just filled top to bottom with human disguises and human costumes. I don't understand why this guy's haunt would have none of that. Or Hive? I forget which is which or where those words apply. You imagine that since we're looking for something completely undefined and random, this would be the place to find it, huh? Yeah, kind of weird that it's of no significance to our journey at all. There's just nothing there. You can't find a troll costume in this pile of junk. Well, shucks. All of this is part of the same pile of junk, I'm kind of assuming. Well, I really truly thought that would be the spot. If we could move those lights, we could see into the back of the cave, but we can't reach them from here. I wonder if I could move them with my telekinesis. Is that established? I don't think he has telekinesis. I don't remember, though. Xefros? He's gonna burst a blood vessel. A rusty old blood vessel. Phew. Are you okay? Wow. I have a migraine now, and the lights didn't move at all. Do trolls have telekinesis? I kinda don't think they do. It's still wet. You don't do much painting. Not really since all those watercolors in elementary school. Your mom used to put them up on the fridge. You don't know where they went. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a hell of a painting, though, too. Pretty abstract. Maybe he was trying to paint all this slime on his cave roof. Ooh, these look like crafts. Nope. I'm not trying to click on you, dude. I'm trying to click on anything else. I wouldn't mind if you kept your head out of the way. Why? Is there a pile of John Arbuckle's arms and legs? But not just once, like over and over again. I'm pretty sure that's what his pajamas look like. The person who lives here must be an artist. I wonder what this is supposed to mean. It's some weird... like, it also has a giant mouth and tongue. It's like Garfield was made out of John Arbuckles and ate John Arbuckle. And it's a commentary on the relationship between owners and their pets. Too bad they're not here to tell us. I've heard the point of art like this is to interpret it ourselves. I've offered up my opinion. I wouldn't mind hearing yours. What do you think it means? I have no idea. I guess it could represent finding joy in the pure randomness of life? Well, that sounds nice, but what if it means the exact opposite thing? Now the discourse is really blown wide open, isn't it? The closer a lobby like me gets to Ascension Day, the more they fantasize about randomness. This could be an expression of the artistic longing to break free from the constraints of the caste system. Of course, any troll caught making art like this would be called for sediation in no time. But they couldn't keep pretending that they were loyally resigned to a brutal life of servitude anymore, and this is their last defiant act of freedom. Oh, that would be really sad if it were true, wouldn't it? That's probably the Garfield thing. But it must be nice to expire for something you believe in instead of living a long, pointless life, knowing that you had a choice between safety and bravery, and you chose the uncomfortable path. Which would you choose, Joey? Man, Xefros doesn't have a lot of confidence in his brains, but this guy, maybe he should be like an art major or art historian. I don't think I've ever had to think about it before. Oh, sorry. Sometimes I just speak without thinking. Lols. I must sound really dumb right now rambling like that. No, Xefros, it's not a dumb question. Even if we never have to think about difficult topics, it's probably a good thing to do. Otherwise, we don't even realize we're choosing, right? Right. So which are we doing right now? Is this safety or bravery? Wow, this is starting to make my head hurt. Me too. I'm not even sure I know what it means to be brave. Well, I think when you're a low-blood like me, most of your choices aren't really a choice at all. They're simply the only possible option in any given scenario. Much like working your way through a linear point-and-click adventure game. So, to be brave and leave a legacy, you have to make a difficult choice. But what is a difficult choice? How do you recognize a real choice when you see one? I guess it would be a choice that wasn't obvious at the time? Like dying in a violent blaze of glory for the right to make ugly art? Or maybe it's just a monster with a bunch of feet. Yeah, that's probably it. Wow, that was the most in-depth analysis of all that possible. This thing is creeping me out. I think I love it and hate it at the same time, and it birthed a bunch of glowy mushrooms? Strange. We really committed hard to the art analysis there, and the weirdest thing about any of it is, like, if this guy really did make that defiant piece of, like, social commentary and raging against the machine, and if anyone asked him, he could just be like, well, it's a monster. And he could just privately enjoy all that stuff. Hard to say. Seems like a real dangerous life to be an artist if the higher-ups are going to interpret every single thing you do and hold you accountable for it, regardless of what your intention was when designing that art. Those are some big questions. As people will know from me playing this original Act 1, I go through these games quite slowly. And with that, at a point in time when it seems like nothing of any real significance is taking place, it is the perfect opportunity to say goodbye and round out the episode. I just like that we have a clear objective of what to do next and what's going on. I don't want to get caught up. I am right in the middle of something. There's no avoiding that. I've already done that. But that's fine. It feels like a comfortable, good place to end after a massive existential conversation about art and the meaning of life and bravery and all that, you know? I am interested to see where this story goes, even if I don't know Homestuck very well. I think it's a well-made game, despite all the problems it's had. I'll have a link to that video again in the end cards here for anyone who's curious. I am probably going to do the full game. Yeah. Look forward to that. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you again soon.